Hello, Gloria Brooks here with Nature Glow's eScience. So today I want to talk about doing homeschool math stories. So I want to do a little demonstration for you today. So today I want to do the story of Pythagoras. And I'm using this really awesome curriculum, I guess you would call it. It's called Historical Connections in Mathematics, Volume 1. Now, recently I released a new guide to the homeschool community called Math Learning Secrets, where I teach you my five pillar secrets for creating a rich math learning environment, starting with science as like the backbone, because from science you can always extract mathematics. So math is the language of the universe. Galileo Galilei. I always mix his name up. I'm sure he wouldn't appreciate that. So I'm going to do a demonstration for you right now, showing you how you can find stories like math stories at the library in the children's section. Just go to the section, and or if you have to call the library to find books or go online, just anyway, however you have to do it, just look for math stories for kids. It's usually in the children's books section or the young adult section. You might find some higher up, stories for older children. Okay, but let's go ahead and dive into this. So Pythagoras, the master teacher. And it goes into his biographical information. So he's from the island of Samos, a Greek philosopher and religious leader responsible for important developments in mathematics, astronomy, and music theory. Little is known about his life except that he was born on the island of Samos and as a young man traveled extensively. His followers became a secret brotherhood which focused on religious rites as well as intellectual pursuits. And then there are several legends about his death. One says that he was slain by enemies in the presence of his young wife. Another says he was burned in a fire during a political riot. Here are some of his famous contributions that he and his students found. They were the first to use letters on geometric figures, provided the first logical proof of the theorem a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I know there's some discrepancy around who discovered that first. Presented whole numbers as geometric shapes, divided all numbers into even and odd, demonstrated the construction of the 5 regular solids, and asserted that the earth was round. Okay, and here are some famous quotes by him. So if you want to get this book for yourself, I encourage you to get it. It's really great. Historical Connections in Mathematics, Volume 1 by Wilbur Reimer and Luetta Reimer, by the way. Okay, so I'm going to just dive into a story. So this would be, you might not want to start off with this. Humans, especially young children, love stories. So you might want to start off with reading a story. Like you could probably I actually have a playlist of mathematics stories that I'm going to give to you. A link in the description here that you can just play for your kids. But you can get a lot of the books that are read from YouTube. You can get them from the library as well, and you can read aloud to your kids. So let's read this. Here's a picture of Pythagoras and his young student. Hiring a student. Pythagoras was excited about his mathematical discoveries. He wanted to share them with someone, but no one would listen. Finally, in desperation, he cornered a young boy in the marketplace and offered to teach him the arithmetic he had discovered. The boy refused. He had no time for such frivolity. He had to work to help provide for his family. "Tell you what," Pythagoras implored, "I'll pay you daily wages if you'll just listen to me and try to learn." It was a deal. Pythagoras had started his first school. Eventually, Pythagoras ran out of money, But then his student was so intrigued that he offered to pay Pythagoras to continue teaching him. Eventually, the teacher's initial investment was returned. So here's a picture of Pythagoras, and he started a school, the Pythagorean school. So let's just slide into this next part of the story. When Pythagoras was about 50 years old, he selected approximately 300 wealthy persons from the city of Croton to constitute his first official school. The curriculum consisted of 4 mathematica or studies, arithmetica, number theory, harmonia, music, geometry, and astronomy. Pythagoras divided those who attended into 2 groups. The acoustici were permitted only to listen to the master from behind a curtain. After 3 years of silent obedience, such students could be initiated into the mathematici, the advanced students who could actually see Pythagoras in action. As the curtain opened on the classroom stage, Pythagoras appeared, dressed in a flowing white robe with a golden wreath on his head and gold sandals on his feet. After stating a problem, he would withdraw behind the curtain again, allowing time for his students to work on the problem. His attendants provided soft background music on their instruments. I'm guessing like a lyre or harp. After an interval, Pythagoras would reappear and demonstrate the solution with visual aids, such as colored sand or pebbles. There's a pentagram. Okay, and then there's more here, but I just wanted to demonstrate how, stories excite and interest and create curiosity in the minds of children and adults alike. Humans have thrived on storytelling for eons, since the dawn of humanity. All right, so to start, to read this aloud, like during breakfast time or an opening circle time, to start your day with your family, that's what I strongly suggest. But it ignites curiosity. And then to follow it up, this book here has these exercises that are based on Pythagoras' teachings. So here we have number shapes. The Pythagoreans represented whole numbers as geometric shapes, often with pebbles in the sand. So this would be great for wild schoolers. Like, you can do this exercise using rocks outside from your backyard, pretending that they're round. Maybe find some round stones. That could be a fun activity, Have your kids scour the backyard and find the roundest stones that resemble pebbles. The following definitions reflect this concept. A square number is the number of pebbles in a square array. So that would be fun to build with rocks. The square number 9. A triangular number is the number of pebbles in a triangular array. The triangular number 6. An oblong number is the number of pebbles in a rectangular array having one more column than rows. The oblong number 12. And an even number is the number of pebbles in a rectangle having 2 rows. The even number 10. An odd number is the number of pebbles in a rectangle having 2 rows with 1 extra pebble. The odd number 11. Okay, and then the other side. I'm not going to read through all of this, but even just that much, you could just practice building that out with, some pebbles in your backyard. And then we have a further exercise here with square numbers, oblong numbers, triangular numbers. Now, any book that you get at the library that has any math story books that you get may or may not have math exercises. All right, you might just want to come up with some for with your family after the read aloud or during the read aloud or whatnot. All right, so I have recently released my book, my new downloadable guide called Math Learning Secrets, where I teach you to create, I teach you my 5 pillars math learning system, helping you liberate yourself from math drudgery through fun and real life connections. And it also segues into my online year-long course called Math Art. But start off, my top recommendation is to start by reading Math Learning Secrets. Learn how to build a rich resource center in your home so that your kids are hungry and excited and curious through stories, through games and puzzles to play with math. All right, so click the link with this post to get Math Learning Secrets, and I will be back tomorrow with more exciting content for you. Thanks for watching. Oh, give me a thumbs up. Toss down a comment. What do you think of math stories to excite your home math learning? Hit subscribe here on YouTube. And awesome sauce. Talk to you tomorrow.